Sorry about that technical difficulty, but here we are, live on the Archangel Michael's chat. All dark and ominous. Perhaps a little light on the subject won't go astray. And there we go. I hope I find everyone well. And I'll take this mask off once we do the Lord's Prayer. Other than that, I'm not going to keep it on too long. It's too hot. We're in the middle of summer here in Australia. Our summer, well, our night times are hotter than your summers during the day. But that's another story. So, trolls, eh? They're still around. Not as many as there used to be. In Jack's chat there is. But not as many bother me much. That's bound to change. Bound to change indeed. But before we do anything, I have a question. Right? You might think this very strange, what I'm about to say. But first I'll put on this chat. Because I know YouTube likes to mess me around. Yeah, well, this is out of the blue. You don't know me, but I love you. You're probably thinking you don't even know me, which is true. But if people can hate people for no reason, why can I not love for no reason? Equal opportunity, people. That's what it's about. Doesn't just cover the sexes and the races. There is no race except one. We put ourselves in a race, we're automatically in a race. Because this guy is the guy. And he ain't messing around no more with you people. Either you have it or you don't. I don't truly care. God does. You might. But me, I've got other things to worry about. That's God's department, to worry about your souls. I just do as I'm told. And I'm told to do the Lord's Prayer for you right now. So here we go. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. Yes, now we have God in the chat. And God is in the day. The most powerful weapon I possess as the Archangel Michael is not a weapon of any magnitude that can be held. It is simply in the words, God rebukes you. And God does all that. That's where my power comes from. Well, this light's getting a bit dim. Can't see my face. People coming in, coming out. Don't know what this Archangel Michael is all about. Well, you just have to remember that this is Sparta! See that bit of technology there? Reverse writing and all for you guys. That's called content creator, thinking ahead. That's way outside the box of the normal people. They got to go on the computer because they don't know how to fucking use their hands. Well, let's put some more etherealness on this. A bit of candlelight. Candlelight, eh? One light to guide you through. We could save those batteries. I'll let the wax burn. Slowly burn. So, another eventful week. How interesting. Not much going on. Industry is shitting itself, trying to struggle its way back. But no one's buying the hype anymore. Unless you're pure evil and that way inclined and don't really care. But where's it going to get you? Where's it going to get you in the end? It'll get you nowhere. Well, travelling season's coming up, and I'll be travelling. Hopefully, before Christmas, I might pick myself up a few specks of gold. Earn that little Christmas bonus I deserve this year. Been a few bad Christmases, one after the other actually. Can't really enjoy Christmas. I bury too many people I love around that time, so fucking doesn't mean any concern to me. Just another day that you got to try and make people happy. And usually, often you find, they're not. Unless you feed them all right. Once you fed them, they're usually pretty good. But that all depends. This year, it's going to be even funnier still. Slowly and surely as it goes on, family gets less. Sometimes it gets more. Sometimes it breaks apart. And sometimes it comes together. Oh, a strange time around that Christmas time. You just never know what's going to happen. The worst thing is being left alone. Not being able to see the ones that you want to see. And there's a few people going through that at the moment, especially in this family. But you get that. You get that in the mix and the curveball of life, and you've got to take that. Can't sit in the corner like they want you to, like they try to teach you to, like they say it's all right to be in the corner and go limp-wristed and start rubbing your head and crying at poor me. You can do that, but you won't ever be a man. So you learn to stand on your own 2 feet and give it a go. Okay? Not about how hard you can hit people. It's about how hard you can get hit. Get up and keep rolling with the rolls. Keep rolling with the next punch. That's what it's about. Getting up and continuing on. People think, well, the world's in a bit of calamity. My life's in a bit of a turmoil. I don't see any way out. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's not supposed to be. But that's the matrix we're hooked into. Maybe people need to look at the bigger picture. But as they got us all on the individuality, we ain't unified. And if you're not unified, you're divided. And if you're divided, you're way easier to conquer. That's one thing that they haven't been able to undivide. Core members of this online family, they haven't been able to undivide that. It's a little bit of division between ourselves, but we work it out. It's not like that. Never been like that. People, they worry about that because unification scares these divided people. Because as you're divided, well, it's easier to conquer. And when you come as a unified unit, you're strong. You can't be broken. You know, people can try to say everything about you, but they can't steer you away from your path with God. They can't change you in the eyes of God, only in the eyes of man and women and humanity, if you want to call it humanity. Seems to run like it does, but that's not really the humanity that any of those wars were fought for. In fact, a lot of those blokes in those graves are rolling over now, thinking shit, we went through those 2 wars for fuck all. Look what they've done. They're doing exactly what we didn't want to have happen. Bit of a shame, that. So what are you actually fighting for? Freedom or conquering? Freedom or conquering. So, here we go. People at work today, being a Monday or Thursday, yes. This time of the day, they'll be all working, all busy, all getting ready for lunch, all doing their own thing. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But if you keep going on, you're not a failure. Because I know people will rewatch this. I know people do watch me. They have to. They're curious. They wonder. And those that truly wonder if this is really the guy. Well, he is. He's the man in black. Come down to sort out the problems. When I sort out the problems, I will sort them out. It has to be in my own way, in God's own time. People might not agree what's going to be done, but it has to be done nonetheless. People won't believe what's got to be done, but the government know nonetheless. That's the funniest thing, you know. When you've got a federal government of a country fully accepts what you've got, who you are, what you know, and no one else does around you, it shows you that we're living in the most fucking delusional planet in the whole entire universe. Oh yeah. Something that's actual factual, and he's just to believe the delusion. Well, you can keep waiting for that guy with a halo to come. Keep waiting for that guy to shit those feathers and wings out of his things. Hello. Hello, Carpon 377. How are you? I hope I find you well. Did the Lord's Prayer at the earlier beginning of the chat. Usually I've got the Archangel Michael mask on, but we started to go mono at the moment. And here I am. Oh, that's good that you're fine. No, that's a good thing. I didn't expect too many people to come in at this time. Most of my people are over there in the United States, and I'm usually working at this time of the day. If I did it at 10 o'clock, they would have been on their morning break, probably popped in for a little bit, but you get that. I know they'll catch up. I know the true supporters of me will come and have a look. No kicky eyes and that. She's already said the message earlier on, so I excuse her. She's a working grandmother. Gee, my moderator's older than me. All these old people trying to put out the good message for these young ones, for the younger generation. Because that's the ones we've got to get to. Not so much in touching, physical, but in the mind. Get them set, because they're the next ones that are going to plan the next stuff. And when I go into retirement age and I'm too old to do anything about it, what are these young ones going to have me doing? So, you know, it's all about setting up stuff for the future so it's not as hard for them. This is going forward, you know. Well, leave it for the next generation. Leave it for the next generation. Why should we leave it for the next generation when we can fix it this generation? This next generation, we've left it to them. They'll want everything now and move in with their fucking shoes and socks on without even trying a bit of work. We have a whole generation that don't know how to work. Can't work in an environment because they break down and go into a physical breakdown, have a mental disorder, start rubbing their head in the corner, and fucking start thinking everyone's transgenderising them. That's pathetic. They got no responsibilities no more. And they know they can just white lie their way out of it, come up with any little excuse. Oh, I've got a headache. I don't like that teacher. That one yells at me. That's it. They get spoiled like that, and they get multicolour in the corner, put on a feather blanket, feather doona, given the award for fucking excellence. Yet the kid hasn't achieved nothing, doesn't know nothing, doesn't know how to do anything. Cook that bit of toast. I don't know how to turn the fucking toaster on. But they can turn on every single other device and technological fucking item in the universe. Cook me that egg. How do you do that? Where do peas come from? The freezer. That's the mentality. That's what we've got to put up with. If you really want a world like that, live in a fucking delusion, because I don't. And I'm not going to leave the world like that. even though I am 50 and I'm going to leave it pretty soon, but you get that. Hello, Kiki Eyes. How are you? Hope I find you well. Yes, hope I find you well. Hope you're not working too hard if you're working. I hope I'm not bothering you. You might get into trouble. Yes, so just having a little bit of a rant. Come on, seeing who pops in, have a bit of a talk. You know how it is. Did the Lord's Prayer early on with the mask on, took it off because it's very sweaty. We're in the middle of summer over here, so it's just like that. We'll take you outside to bloody show you that Christmas spider and that, but it's a little bit dark out there, and this phone is just not the best. For what it is it does some great bloody stuff. I do everything I do on my phone, all my AI, the whole lot is all done on this phone. I could do better than most people got when they got a full computer. So I can't wait to get my full computer, then I'll see. But, I got other things to do. And being on this online, I love it. It's great, but it's also binding. I get stuck sitting in a corner on this phone. I don't like that. I'm not mobile, I'm not doing what I need to do. Go out to do these things. And the sooner it's done, the better it's done. So I'm just getting older and older and getting slower and slower. And God put me in this body, and this body's only going to last so long. Right? It's strong enough to do the job, but I've got to do the job in the time period allocated. And that time period, well, it's coming on. And as this body's sucking in the air and all that there and creaking and groaning, and you can feel all the pain, well, it's time to move on. And that's why I like to think I might try and slip in maybe even a trip this weekend. I've got the money in my pocket to put it in the tank, go down there and a tank back. All I need is a tank down there, a tank for travelling, a tank back. That's 3,000 k's there. And that's all I need to do, because it's about 1,000 k's travelling to get there and that where I want to go, 1,000 k's travelling around to check the spots, and 1,000 k's back home. You do that there, a little run in a couple of days if you really wanted to. But I want to take my time because I'm going to be prospecting. And when you're prospecting, well, it doesn't just come out bloody blue. You've got to go walking for miles and miles and miles and miles. Sometimes you find bugger all, and sometimes you might find a tiny little speck. I set myself at basically, you try to set yourself at a limit. But it's hard to do that until you find an area that's got that sort of limit that you can think about doing. An ounce would be lovely. An ounce would cover that trip nice and beautiful. That's $5,000 in the bank for me. If I can find an ounce worth of gold, that's too lovely then. That pays for that trip and then some. But that's just how it is. Having this nice cheap car, well, not cheap car, but cheap on fuel. That's the thing. It's not a cheap car. It wasn't cheap for what it was. But it's very cheap and economical on a fuel. So I can get that 1,000 k's out of a tank that was a quarter the size of my four-wheel drive. Even though the four-wheel drive could go way deeper and way more better spots, that little car can get there too. Now, a lot of these places where you use four-wheel drives out there, I've seen people out there with Valiants. Old Fords and old Kingswoods. Old GMs, as you would call them, over in America. Out in the middle of places where, I've seen four-wheel drives getting bogged right up to the hill. Yet this old bloody HT bloody GM will come flying through. 3 speed on the tree. Seen that before. The tracks only started becoming bad when the four-wheel drives got in with the big fat tyres, see? Once they got in with the big fat tyres, they chewed up every single track out there, and now you really can't go out there unless you've got a high wheelbase car or a four-wheel drive, because all the tracks are all being gutted out. You've got the bloody middle part there, scrape out the engine out your car, because where your wheels go is all being gutted out because these fucking fat tyres the four-wheel drives have. They would have kept the skinny tyres like they originally had, there would have been no problem with the tracks. Anyone could have gone on those tracks, with any vehicle just about, as long as you had enough fuel, water and spares. Now, kind of ruin it for everybody. Now you really do need all that gear to go out there. And you might be in the middle of the desert, hot as hell, but you still got to take enough stuff in case you get flooded out and have to sit up on a hill for 3 days because you've got flash floods. See, when you have it so hot down here and the bottom part, yeah, I'm good, you guys. When you're down here in the bottom part of West Australia, up the top part of West Australia, it's usually have cyclones and have a lot of bloody bad weather and monsoon weather, and that can rip down through in the flash floods. And when that comes through in the flash floods, you'll hear it coming, and you could be strapped up on the bloody high country, or what we call jump up country. That's a jump up country that goes up like that. You might be on there for 3 days before that water recedes, maybe even a week. So you've got to take enough water and supplies, because you can't drink that water that's coming through. You don't know what's been in that water. Highly toxic going through the desert, all those dead animals, all that bloody dryness, all that bloody, yeah, I wouldn't be touching it. Wouldn't be touching that water at all. So you've got to take enough supplies for yourself. And out there, in the Australian outback, it'll sap the water clean out of you in half an hour flat and leave you laying there dead with your tongue hanging. That's how quick it can take you in the Australian outback. How hot it can be. 38 at the beach is not like 38 out there. 38 at the beach, you still got the humidity. You still got that bit of moisture in there. Out there, it saps the moisture out there. You've got a caustic air out there because of all the minerals and that in there, and the sand and all that. Especially now that they've got all those bloody mines going and pushing all the shit up into the air. Yes, it's, you need to be having your wits. And see, it's not only the sun, radiant from the sun, it bounces off the rocks too. The heat and the gradient heat, and you can see across, you see the shimmer of heat, and that's where you start getting all those bloody, that's why there's so many places out there that you have a natural mirage effect. Just like you might have seen in the movie The Mummy, where they look across the plain there, when the sun rises up, the mirage goes away and actually shows there's a mountain there and a bloody a city. You can't see that normally because it's the mirage. Well, that happens out there too, but this one's a funny one. It only appears to you, and then it'll go back away again. It's only come real full on like that as you get closer to it, and you got to know where you're going to see that. That's really spun out, that one. And yes, the mirage out there, you can travel along and you'll see look like they're pools of water, and you've got to be careful too, because when you know you're going through a flash flood area, you know there's been flash floods through there, you actually still have to slow down, just in case it really is a puddle of water, and you hit one of them, well, you could get aquaplaning off the side of the road, or that whole road could be washed out and you'd go 20 foot deep under the water and you wouldn't even know you'd done it, until you'd done it, you know what I mean? So it's just the way it is. Hasn't been out like that for a while, but it can get like that. And you always got to travel with that in your mind. A lot of these people travel out there, they don't travel like that. And the way they got things now, well, you know, I like how they put all these electric cars out, people, and they promote this electric car business. But in Australia, there's really no infrastructure for the electric car. You can stay near the city if you want. I wouldn't be driving one of those electric cars out in the bush unless you stayed right next to Kalgoorlie, or had your own little bloody generator pack and knew exactly how far you had to travel, because there's nothing out there. I see an electric charger in the middle of nowhere, and that's the only one they got in the whole fucking area. I mean, what? I might actually drive out there and I'll show you where it right is. And it really is, guys. It really is in the middle of nowhere. I'll show you it sitting there, and then I'll turn around and I'll show you, and there's just nothing but fucking desert. Who's coming out of here? You know, that's crazy, that. But they got that out there nonetheless. Yeah, no infrastructure for it. Okay? You look at the history, go back in history, the first cars that were invented were electric. Right? And Rockefeller started coming up with that oil. And as he's pushed that electric car out of the business, man, electric motors have way more torque than a petrol one. Can tear the shit right out of a gearbox. With half the energy it takes to run a petrol one or an oil motor. And now look at it. We've gone full stick. We're still using petrol and oil on a phenomenal rate. We're not lowering down. We're not decreasing because we're getting these electric cars. We're increasing. And now we've got that, we're using it that much that we have to bring in the electric car as well. So you've got both happening now. That's why there's no real drive to get rid of bloody petrol cars. Right? It might be some countries, this date, we're over here, 2050, before they even think about turning the petrol tank off. So we've got another, 25 years to go of petrol. Funny that, because back in the 90s they were screaming to us we only had 50 years left, the way we keep sucking it up. So where do they find all this new oil? The Earth's only so big, they keep finding new deposits. You work it out. And they say it's not an infinite supply. Well, I've been told that that's the Earth's blood and it fucking regenerates. And they ain't telling us the truth. Some places it does regenerate, and some places it bloody doesn't. Some places it's just a pocket. Some places it's an infinite supply. And they don't know where it's coming from. They just keep sucking it out. They don't tell you that. It's like the biggest gold mine in the world is in Africa. The amount of gold that's been pulled out of that since the dawn of that mine would equate to about 30% of the gold on the planet. 30% of the gold on the planet comes from that one mine. It's the most richest, most profitable mine, right? And what it was, they reckon, a big asteroid come down and hit Africa and scraped a big gouge over it and opened it right up. And it used to be only 50 foot down with this gold. You used to dig out two tons of dirt and you get 2 ounces of bloody gold out of it. Now they're going fucking, they're almost 2 kilometres down searching that same gold vein. And it's costing just as much to pull the gold out as they're making out of the gold out the ground. Yet it's still the most profitable mine in the world. So how they're working that one out, I just don't know. See, Africa's been raped. People are going to say that's the wrong word to use, but it's not. That's actually what's happened to it. It's the right word to be using. Australia the same, come here and burnt off D-Day and you. You've got to burn off all those resources in Australia before you can start that greenhouse effect up, guys, so they can start tapping into Antarctica, because that's the prize. That's untapped land there. You don't think they don't have mines there already? You don't think they're not out there stealing gold and fucking oil already? That's why no one's allowed down there, guys. It's because they're all fucking divvying it up already. They're already going around surveying where all these minerals are, all these fucking deposits are, and all this shit is. That's not for research. It's for mineral exploration. For the next time when they open that fucker up, they're going to all go in and get a slice of the pie. That's one country hasn't been sliced right up yet. Look at all that landmass under that ice. They get that ice off, it should be easy to get to all that minerals, all that oil, all that shit that's stored in that place. All those reserves. You want to leave fucking Antarctica alone. You wake her up, you see what she starts birthing up. She ain't birthed up anything yet. She ain't woken up yet. She wakes up, you see the animal she starts birthing up. If she hasn't been birthing them up already, and they've been hiding them from us. God knows what happens down there. It's an environment where they can take a genetic oddity down there, genetically modify it, put out bloody humans that people, go disappearing every day, and they fucking, do whatever they want to them. Take them out the fucking underground bloody railway line from Melbourne, goes underneath the sea all the way out to fucking Antarctica. That's how they ship them out there. No, with underworld bloody train track they got? Yeah, well, that exists. Don't say it doesn't. Melbourne just happens to be the biggest place in fucking Australia where people go missing. How about that? It also happens to be the fucking place where the train station is that goes under the ground to fucking Antarctica. That's not allegedly, that's a fact. Go and take you up here, Exmouth bloody military compound. You go to the compound there, it looks like a normal little shed. You go inside it there, it's the elevator. That elevator goes down. Each floor goes as far as the eye can see, and there's rows of tanks, cannons, munitions. And if you step off that little elevator there, all the lights going, and it lights up all the way, as far as you can see. There's 50 levels of that.
ready to go, had a snap. And you go a bit further up, and you've got the airport up there. Now we're supposed to be enemy with the Chinese, supposed to have all these enemies. But you've got American, Chinese, all these different countries are supposed to be at war. All their planes are sitting there lined up ready to go because we're a UN. We're a unified world. And that's set up just in case, we really do get attacked by fucking aliens. And see, no one knows none of this shit. I go into these areas. Probably not supposed to be in there, but I can get in there. They don't know I'm there. I'm not hurting nobody. I can get in there anywhere I want. And they know that, so they just let me go and do what I want. Because I'm no harm. I'm there for good. See? And that's a fact. As long as I don't take that photo evidence away, otherwise that's when they'll jump in and stop me. But they're not going to stop me when I go out there looking for what I've got to look for. Right? Otherwise they've already done so. Wouldn't have sent me a letter, wouldn't have acknowledged who I was. But they did. Because it's a bigger game to play here than what people realise. And people will not accept, that some parts of the government do know about this too. Are fully aware. I mean, gee, I deal with Jaguar right and all that there. That's another mission in itself. If I do that right there, well, there's a stepping platform when I bring my story to the table to be able to hit the fucking world and get out there and no one will be able to stop it. So if I do right by them people, surely they'll do right by me. And that'll be the payment. That'll be the payment, not fame, not fortune, but help when I need it. Because I'm going to need it. And that's why I've been, people say, why do you talk to Tucker? I know these people, I allied myself with these people because they got fucking big mouths. They got big followings. They can get a message out there quick and people listen to those messages. At the moment, they're not going to fucking think I'm Archangel Michael. They're waiting for some person with the bloody wings, the halo, living the fucking fantasy, following the idealism, fucking images and shit, which you're told not to do. See, that book is so controversial, you've got to start reading him. And then again, like I said, once you read him, put him down. Because you can fly on your own. Dumbo could fly on his own without the magic feather. And that's pretty much what that is, a magic feather. Give you a little bit of a reminder. Now you might come across a situation that's similar in that book. I see that book as a magnificent book if you just want to read it completely as a story. It's got it all in there. Wars, romance, fucking seas getting split apart, the whole bit. The best goddamn Hollywood movie you ever seen. They made so many movies out of that there. Well, look at it. It's just fantastic. It's one of the best stories ever written if it's a story. But it just happens to be true. And the way you look at that Bible, well, that First Testament is nothing more than the plight of the Jews. Plight of the Jews and the people around them at that time. The New Testament's about when Jesus steps onto the block and opens up heaven for the rest of us. And it's not that he died for our sins. He died for all previous sins. You've got to get that one right. He died for all previous sins that humanity had fucking committed. And God forgave humanity and opened up the door for us to come up there. Now, you're responsible for your own fucking sins now. From now on. From then on. Right? That's when the judgment come over you now. That's why you've got to be good. Follow those 10 commandments. Do those rules. Otherwise you're going to get judged up there when you get to the gates and you might not get in. That's a fact. Everyone's fucking to their own. Jesus didn't die for my sins. He died for everyone's previous sins before he fucking strung himself up. We're responsible for our own sins. Right? Remember that. Jesus just opened up the door for all previous sins that have been committed by man into the eyes of God. So don't ever fucking think that, I can go along doing whatever I want. Jesus died for my sins. Nah, you're fucking responsible for your own sins. Simple as that. No, you're not your brother's keeper. And if Jesus is our brother, well, fuck, he's not our keeper. That's another thing. All these ones that come out playing the fake Messiah. Doesn't it say clearly in that book? Thou shalt not follow false prophets and fake messiahs. So all these ones that come out with a fucking little Jesus' cross and the little fucking crowns of thorns and all these little fucking whole bit and that, saying they're Jeebus, saying they're God, you know. Not one of them come out and said the fucking Archangel Michael. That's the original. Nah, they went straight for the big perch, see? Straight for the greed. Straight for the falseness. They couldn't concept what fucking God really was. All they seen was dollars, the evil, and the manipulation. They knew they could manipulate this. Kendrick Lamar knew he can manipulate a whole generation by walking out with that fucking bit of plastic on his head. And what Messiah is he? He's the Messiah of the devil. That's why the devil signed his check and said, thank you for doing that, Kendrick. You just brought him back in. He's the definition of a plant. Sorry. Just like that other fella, like Cat Williams said, how can you have a simultaneous fucking career no one's ever fucking heard of you, never been done in the history of man? But there he is nonetheless. No? You got Kendrick Lamar coming out supposed to be the saviour of the fucking industry. You can't be the saviour of the industry, you're still getting paid by the industry checks. Funny that everyone he's ever sung about, talked about, and that, their fucking record sales have gone through the roof. Hadn't spent a single dollar and fucking putting it back to his name and fucking having any of those investigated or charged about the shit he says. So he's full of shit. Full of shit. Keep telling people, if they were true, they're honest, they really weren't fucking bad, they'd be like poor Jag, struggling to try and get the message out. Hey, not one of them has been asked to go out and get a Freedom Award from an admiral. Fuck, that'll be great. You got to look at that. Why did she get given that from an admiral and not from Donald Trump, the president? Because the president ain't in charge. Okay? He ain't got jurisdiction to be doing that. He might be able to pardon some people, push a few fucking fingers on some bombs, but he can't give no freedom fighter awards. He ain't got the fucking high enough jurisdiction. It's as simple as that. No, that admiral, he actually has got more power than fucking Trump. Because he's the admiral. He's fucking been fucking committed into that part. So if he wants to turn around and says our commander-in-chief is a nut, and the fucking Navy's going to fucking not do anything that he says, and we're just going to pack shop, we're not going to Israel no more, then there's no longer fucking any battle with Israel. He can do that, you know. That's what that power that admiral has got. He's an admiral. Trump's just the president. They come, they go. Admirals have to be made. You know, sitting out there for a long time to become an admiral. You have to be trusted. And as an admiral, you'll know things that Trump wouldn't even have any idea about. You think about all the fucking things he gets on his desk. Alien fucking scene here. This plane got chased by something we don't know what the fuck it was. You know? Imagine what if we found this creature floating in the fucking ocean. We don't know what it is. You know? All the strange shit he come. Oh, we come across this ancient treasure wreck. Better hide that. It's got a fucking alien ship inside it. You don't know what he's got coming across his desk. And he's not going to go running to Trump. Okay? Trump don't have clearance for that. Keep telling people, Trump might be the president, just like fucking Tony, this bloody bloke we got over here, Anthony Albanese. He might be the Prime Minister. But Trump can't walk into Area 51, and our Prime Minister, he can't walk into Pine Gap. And Area 51 and Pine Gap are the fucking same company. Okay? Yeah, that's right. So who's really running the fucking planet? That's your top job man. Voted him a top job. He should have access to all fucking areas because he's the big shrine of your fucking whole country. Yet he can't walk in Area 51 until he's got a whole bunch of fucking, says that he can. Hillary Clinton, she could rock up there in a car right now and say, let us in. Say, oh, no worries, Hilly, come in. Sorry, Mr. Trump, you have to stay there, you haven't got clearance. But I'm the president. Hey, we don't give a fuck, do you? You ain't got clearance. See? So don't ever tell me that you don't have a law within a law. Because that's it fucking, that's the proof right there. You just had fucking how many years they're saying to use that place don't exist. We don't know what you're fucking talking about. And yet you're showing them right there on the film. It's right here. Nah, you must be dreaming. Yeah, right? Like I said, when they started building that bomb, they thought, well, fuck, we can blow up the world. How are we going to fucking escape that? Area 51. Where they tested out building under a whole fucking mountain. And at the same time, they started coming across all this alien artefacts. When they defeated the Germans, they found out all the shit that they had hold of aliens and that. And that's what they got interested in that. And then you had Roswell, and from there on, become so fucking corrupt that we don't know what the fuck's going on. Truly, I'd wish they'd just walk out and say, yeah, we got this. We found these guys. We found this technology, and we're going to bring it to the world. But they want it as a control factor. You know? It's like Tesla, Nikola Tesla. Everything that we touch, everything that we do is a fucking product of his mind. Because he would have bring free energy to the world. Free energy? My God, this man is mad. Free energy. My God, man. What are you talking about, this free energy? That's old Westinghouse. Old Westinghouse, you know, he was backing him right up. And then he built those big generators that you got at fucking Niagara Dam there, right? He helped them build that there, and he says, oh, how about we do it for free? Free? My God, man, I gave you £10,000 to do this for free. What this talking about for free? This man is mad. Same as Rudolf Steiner. 80% of your world's education is based off the Waldorf fucking type of education, right? Which is what he invented. And he was the same. Before 1900, he was talking about all for the faculty. This is how we can program them. This is how we can fucking indoctrinate the whole world by education. And then after the 1900s, like Tesla, he started saying, we should start doing free education. We should bring the smart kids in with the slower kids, right, so they can all come up together, because we'll find if they put them together, they'll help them fucking grow as well. Nah. This cunt's mad. He's mad. Goddamn mad he is. This is another one talking about free education. God damn it, man. How are we going to maintain the control and the bureaucracy? You know? That's what they have in their mind. These rich billionaires have got in their mind, people like you and me, average Joe, have no idea how to spend $1 billion. Well, guess what? I've got every idea how to spend $1 billion. I can spend that $1 billion quicker than they could ever think of spending $1 billion. Simple as that. You know? But that's just it. I say, oh, we don't know how to hold $1 billion, then if you're going to spend that much. Well, depends on how much that $1 billion is going to make me. See, you take a punt on things. When you're like us, you take a punt. When you're a rich person, you know, oh, don't spend my money. It makes me poor. They'll find someone else's money to spend. And they only cry poor when they can't borrow money or use credit. Right? Rich people don't get rich by fucking selling them. They get rich by accumulation. How can I put that? We as an average person will buy a car. When that car gets a bit old, we'll probably trade it up. Or get another car, another second-hand car, and we'll sell that one. A rich person would keep that car, do it up, and get another one. And you see, now he's now more richer. That's the difference. See? That is the difference. I know it doesn't work like that in our minds. I know we want to make money. I know we can't afford those 2 regos for those cars. There's only enough room in the garage for one. Well, you're only going to be stuck in that one garage bloody place. That's all you're ever going to go to, see? There's no incentive now to go and get a place that's got a fucking room for 2. It means you've got to get a better job, better things. No. That's how you accumulate. You get richer by accumulation. Now, when you accumulate so much, you work out, well, I'm not going to use my own money no more. I pay all this insurance. I do all this for everyone else. It's time to fucking start milking the plot. So you got all these ones that insure everything up. They'll go and do a little business venture, put an insurance policy on that in case it goes tits up. Deliberately it goes tits up and they collect $20 million for insurance policy because it went tits up. See how that works? For a business that wasn't even going to fucking operate to begin with, that was never going to make any money. That's how you become rich. Even Nicolas Cage, you know, you can say, oh, my fucking comic book got stolen. Get reimbursed a fucking couple $100,000 that, only to find the comic book and still keep the comic book and the money. Oh yeah. No, none of them are fucking exempt. No matter how they live, no matter what they do, you'll find these ones that keep giving and giving and giving and give away all their fortune, that you'll find that they feel so fucking guilty inside with what they witnessed and how they got to get that money that they're doing that. Thinking they're going to try and redeem themselves in the eyes of God. That's what that is, because they shit yourself. And that's it. I can feel it straight on. I can feel exactly why Keanu Reeves lives like he does. This is a bloke that, how many millions that he gets paid a movie? Yet he's living like a fucking bum on the side of a beach. Come on now. He trying to escape something. Simple as that. I'm finding out that you're going to find out that you can't be in this top music industry or you can't be in this top Hollywood acting industry until you go into that fucking evil industry. And, you know, that's just it. People are going to find out. Going to find out soon enough. When those stars start falling, that Epstein list will come out. Probably not why Trump's in power. He's going to keep diddling around. But I guarantee you the moment he's out of power, it's coming out. And oh, well, you want to hope it's not like the Simpsons predictions, guys. Because that blonde chick that's with Trump, she's just like that Lisa Simpson, you know. Exactly like that Lisa Simpson. Smart. To the point. And not afraid to use her power. If she becomes your next president, which kind of would be a good thing, I reckon she'll go straight against Trump. She's using him as a stepping stone to get up into power. That's obvious. You see in her eyes, she doesn't even like some of the things that she has to say. She's biding her time, that one. She's going to be a good president. She will fix your country up, even though you might not agree with her, even though you might see her as a fucking white chick with blonde hair. Stop looking at the image. Look at what she can actually do. Now, she would be one to say, yep, let's bring that fucking Epstein, because she ain't on it. She knows she's not on it. All right? So she'll bring that straight out. Just like it's predicted in The Simpsons. After Trump goes, you have a bit of a deficit. Now, what a deficit that you got from after Trump left. So obviously before he goes, he's going to have a big spend up somewhere. So get ready for that. And when she's in power, well, what's to add before you come in there? You got this is a projection of what used to be a tree, right? And then they got on the radio there and said, if you see a celebrity, shoot them first. Don't ask questions. They're hunting down all the celebrities. She even looks like her, okay, from the episode. So just be mindful. Because that fucking show imitates history so well, it's actually scary. It's actually scary. Well, been on nearly an hour. I'm going to leave you. Yeah, good, yeah. Well, I hope you are good, you guys. I hope everyone is good. I'll catch up with the family. Gee, it's funny out there, actually. Jag was up that, when she went live last. She must have been bloody thinking in the mind, because it would have been 4 o'clock in the morning or something over there. Something really early in the morning. Geez, she's funny sometimes, that woman. Oh, just how some of you girls speak over there in America. It's like, I really like the vocabulary, guys. I really do. It's right on my ball. She's funny. No, she could be really professional, really straight up, but then she could go like I do, that little bit of rudeness is just so fucking, so funny. A little tiniest little bit immature, but it's just fucking funny. Like, no, I bet you they leave there, don't even wash their toys off, sort of thing. Oh, Jag. She leaves a picture in the mind, that girl. Well. See, but that's why I know she's truthful, because she's real. I can really have a conversation and have a real honest street joke with her, and she understands it fully. And that's the real person, man. That's not a fake person at all. A fake person would go, oh yeah, and try to ignore that, try to make out they're it's a bit beneath me. But she's real. I mean, geez, talk about Ren and Stimpy. Well, talk about Ren and Stimpy. She's real, guys. Jag ain't no fake. That used to be Kelly, my late partner. That used to be her favourite show, was Ren and Stimpy when she was a kid, apparently, when she was growing up. I mean, we still used to watch it every now and again. I just find it funny. I know exactly which episode she was talking about. I like the episode where it's got the lummox. Where it's got the woman that's got to come and test the two lummoxes out, which one she tests them by the smell of their jocks. Yes, Ren and Stimpy. They had everyone listening to classical music, and despite what people believe, the animator and the director never used to reuse footage. Okay? Every single scene is slightly different. It might look the same, they don't look like they're reusing footage, but every single scene is different. The eye would be different, the button will be a different colour. Trust me, nothing's the same in that place. That's he's deliberately done that. You watch the making of Ren and Stimpy, it's quite interesting. It is quite interesting. It's not just a cartoon, that one. It was something totally different. They had kids sitting there for half an hour listening to classical music, even though Ren and Stimpy were killing each other. That's the fact. Think about that. And what happened to good old Bugs Bunny cartoons, God damn, I hated that rabbit. He was so cheeky. I like Daffy Duck. Poor old Daffy Duck was underrated. Poor old Daffy. You're despicable. Poor old Daffy. I like it, you reckon, little gunpowder. Yeah, sure he did. Alright, this is the Archangel Michael, in a happy mood. Ready to probably get a little bit happier. I've got some cans of whiskey over there that need drinking, so they call on for me, go, Michael, come and drink me. And so I've got to do what they're told. When you start hearing a varial voices like that come out the blue, well, it's either God or you're intoxicated. And I'm not intoxicated yet because I haven't even drunk those cans. So, it's the Archangel Michael signing off. Thanks for coming in, guys. Love yous. Be good, be safe, be strong, and God bless.